Hey everyone, thanks for joining Learn to Play Games. My name is Lance, and in today's video, we'll look at a brand new game coming to Kickstarter called Spark Riders 3000. This is a brand new game from Arcadia Studio. It is a 1 to 4 player game that takes roughly 45 minutes to an hour and a half to play, and is a fully cooperative, app-driven tower defense game. So what does that mean exactly? Well, first off, with the app-driven aspect, that means that you are going to need to download a free app that will run along with the game. You won't be able to play the game without the app, but it is free and it will be fully interactive with the game. From there, what about a tower defense? So this is a spaceship defense, but basically a tower defense game means that you're going to be on an area and you're going to be moving around the board, handling and trying to defeat enemies, repairing different areas, and doing all kinds of different things, basically defending your area and trying to keep it from being destroyed. And all of the players are working together with this. So you're working as a team to try to keep your ship running, fighting off enemy ships, and so on. So in the game itself, you are going to be the crew of the Spark, and you have precious cargo that you need to deliver around the galaxy to various planets that are in desperate need of these things. Of course, there are alien pirates out there that also really want the supplies you're trying to carry. So they are attacking you and trying to track you down and trying to blow your ship up or damage it enough that they can get on board and take those precious supplies. So as the crew, you are going to be moving around your ship, upgrading your different areas, improving your armor, repairing your ship, piloting it, making maneuvers, and all kinds of other things so that you can slowly make your way toward your destination, hopefully in one piece, to complete the mission. So in this video, I'm going to take you through and show you the main features of the game, and also show you a quick sample turn to give you a basic idea how this one plays, so you have an understanding of it, so you can make a decision on whether or not you want to back this one. I also have a link up in the top corner if you want to check out a full playthrough video where I'll be playing through the first, middle, and end few turns to give you a better idea of how the game plays and progresses to help you decide. As always, if you find my videos helpful, if you like what I do, please consider hitting that like button and subscribe to my channel. It's one of the easiest ways you can support channels like mine so we can continue to grow and be able to produce this content. If you want to get notifications anytime I drop new videos, also give that notification bell a ring, and that'll let you know when I drop new stuff. Before heading into the video, I do also want to point out that all the materials you see here are prototype materials and are subject to change, and will look a lot better in the final production copy of the game. Including the app, it is going to have a couple of other things that already are in progress or process of being upgraded in that. So everything is going to look a lot better in the final production copy. So let's go ahead and head to the table, and we'll see what this one's all about. The first thing we'll look at are the different characters that players can play as throughout the game. So each player is going to choose one or more characters that they want to play as, and will gain their card that is going to list that character's name on it. And each character is also going to have a special ability that is going to be unique to that character. For example, with Alex, she has DIY, which lets her, when tinkering, she's going to add 1 wrench to the result of the roll. And then each character is also going to have some help abilities, and they'll be able to give their help token to another player that is in their space. Each player is going to either choose to be able to use that as a reroll that each player can do, or each character is also going to have 2 unique abilities. The first ability is always going to be unlocked, and the second ability has to be unlocked by having an equipment card of that color or some other requirement, and that'll give the players other bonuses that they can choose to use. Now, throughout the game, players are going to be able to collect items and equipment that they will be able to equip. They can have up to 3 pieces of equipment and any number of items. Those are going to include things like the Atlas 76 visor or the MegTech 516 2.0. On the items, we have the nuclear nitro, or the thruster maintenance droids, or super armor. And there's going to be a number of different characters included as well, such as Nova or Igor and Owen, just to name a few. Now, this wouldn't be much of a game without some enemies to fight. During each one of the rounds, at the beginning of the round, Iris is going to let you know if any new enemy ships show up, and each one of these is going to have its own color. And when it shows up, she's going to tell you that ship's firepower or the amount of damage it potentially can do, and you'll mark that by levels 1, 2, or 3, and then the number of shields or armor that ship has. For example, with this ship, it could have 3 armor. Now, some ships, as the game goes on, will also have shields that will allow them to not be hit unless you have lasers equipped, or that they might have lasers, which will allow them to bypass your shields or force shields if you have any, and go straight to your armor. And then you'll be able to attack these ships, and as you defeat them, once their armor is gone, and if you do any more damage to it, it'll be eliminated. And then you'll let Iris know that you've eliminated it, where you're going to receive components that you'll be able to use to improve your ship and build up different things on yours. As I just talked about, when you defeat enemy ships, you'll receive components, and then you can use those components to upgrade and build different parts on your ship, including shield generators that will give you additional shields to your ship, or additional turrets. Or when you have turrets, you can upgrade them by adding lasers to them that'll click right onto their part, or you can do dual cannons, or both, where you'll be able to latch these on as well. And now your cannon will be rolling 2 red dice for your attacks, or with lasers, you can bypass the enemy's shields, which is the only way you can do that if an enemy has shields. All right, and the last thing I want to do is show you a turn in action. So I went ahead and played a couple of rounds, and I'm about ready to move into the next turn where the app is going to tell me what is going to happen during that step. Before doing that, let's go ahead and talk quickly about player turns. So during each round, each player is going to get to take a turn, and this is going to happen simultaneously, where the players are going to be moving around and making decisions as a team, and so you're not going to be interrupting each other to do this. That way then you can give each other help tokens if you're in the same room, and all kinds of other things. So during a player's turn, they will get to do 3 different things, and they can do this in any order. The player can move up to 3 spaces or 3 departments within the ship. The player can also take an action, including repairing and tinkering, piloting and attacking, depending upon what they're trying to do. And they can also give their help token to another player that they are in the same room as, whether they're moving through that room to give the token and then continuing on to another room to take an action or whatnot. And they can do this in any order. While you're in a room with another player, you can also give that player a card or something else that you have in your possession. So from there, once you have completed that, then you'll advance the app, and it'll tell you what is going to happen, whether new enemy ships will arrive, if new enemy ships will go onto the sides of the ship where they're going to start shooting at different areas. You'll have to make armor checks and maybe damaging your ship and whatnot. And then as your ship makes progress, it's also going to adventure into other parts of space, including asteroid fields and solar flares and all kinds of other environments that are going to add different effects to your ship. So let's go ahead and jump in and see what happens next.
Distance covered, 1080. Crossing the asteroid field. Because of the important number of obstacles, piloting is very strongly recommended. I count on you to carry out an action of piloting. Yellow enemy ship arrives to the left. 1 shot to the rear.
Spark crew, this is Prosperity. You are passing through the castle asteroid belt, and we're missing data on this sector. As soon as possible, run a quantum analysis from the Nexus terminal. Prosperity will be grateful. Over.
On your next turns and for the price of an action in the Nexus, say, initiate quantum analysis. Over. Up to you.
All right, so then it's going to go into our turn. Now we're going to have to handle some of this stuff. And in the full app, once it is released for the game, once the game is done in production, these will all be separated. So as you go through these, you'll check them off. And that way then it doesn't feel like you're getting all this different information and you're going to have to go back and forth and check that. So with that, let's go ahead and go back to the yellow enemy ship. It is going to arrive on the left side, and it's going to make 1 shot on the rear section. So for each shot that an enemy does, you're going to have to roll a black die and find out what happens. Oh, I lost 2 shields on that one. That's really bad, or 2 armor. Okay, so from there, that is the end of that. And our crew has a couple of things. We are in the asteroid belt, so now we have to change over to the asteroid field. And now it's saying that it is recommended that manual piloting is going to happen. And then we also have a choice. We can do that analysis by spending an action if we want to. And then we do have an enemy on our side here that we might want to handle as well. So then it's moving into our player turns. So for that, Nova is our best attacker. She has a bonus with her bullseye ability. So she's going to go ahead and move over to go here. With that, she is also in the same space as Alex. So Alex is going to go ahead and drop her help token to help out and see if she can do something there. And then, let's see. And then we have Igor up there in the piloting section. He's going to probably stay there as he needs to pilot the ship to help us out with this asteroid field. All right, so let's go ahead and move into the first part of that. So with Alex, she's going to go ahead and spend her action to carry out that quantum thing. So let's go ahead and do that. Initiate quantum analysis. Over.
Data successfully transmitted. Prosperity thanks you for your collaboration. Each player draws a prosperity card.
All right, so each one of us gets a prosperity card for that. So let's go ahead and start with Alex. She gets some nuclear nitro. Then we have Nova, who's going to get the red ERXZR. This is a discard after use, and we get to add a green die to your piloting action. And then finally over to Igor, he's going to get a repair algorithm analyzer. So some good stuff there. Okay, so from there, then that is her action as far as that, but she can move. So that she's going to do a trade with Nova to get this, and then she's going to take this up here to the piloting area and give this to Igor so he can use that during his piloting action. Before he does that, let's go ahead and handle Nova's attack though. So she's going to go ahead and shoot her cannons. Before handling that, when an enemy ship moves up and you are arming a turret, you do get a free rapid fire action with an orange die. So let's go ahead and roll that real quick. And we got a credit. Okay, so that's not too bad. And then for the attack, I'm going to get a red die for the cannon. And then with that, my ability is going to add +1 success on those attacks. And then I do get a reroll. So let's see if we can take this guy down. We'd have to get a 2 on here, which is possible. And I do get that reroll. So maybe we'll get lucky here. It's a hit. Let's go ahead and reroll it with Alex's help token. And it does. Oh my goodness, we got it. So 2 damage will deplete all of its armor. And then I do that extra damage with the bullseye, which is going to eliminate the yellow ship. So let's go ahead and handle that. Yellow enemy neutralized. Over.
Yellow ship neutralization confirmed. 3 components recovered.
Now we're going to get 3 components from that. And components we can use to upgrade our ship by going to different areas, and we can purchase such as a dual cannon to equip to our cannons, or a laser, or we can use a shield generator, or we can build other cannons in there and whatnot. So some really cool stuff. So that was a huge success there. Finally, we have our piloting. So we're going to go ahead and use this here. So this lets us add an extra green die to our roll. And then with Igor, he does get a bonus +1 to whatever we roll. And he got a 2, so he's going to get a 3 total. So let's go ahead and handle that. And we're going to go ahead and do the speed piloting, as there's 2 different ways, 2 different pilotings you can do. Speed piloting level 3. Over.
Autopilot disabled. Speed increased. The Intergalactic Delivery Manual recommends manual piloting in asteroid fields. Wise decision.
All right. And that is everybody. We've taken our actions, and I think we're pretty good here. So at this point, then we would end our turn, and then the game is going to progress. So let's go ahead and do that just so you can see what happens with this.
Distance covered. 1296.0 including 216.0 thanks to piloting. Crossing the asteroid field. Because of the important number of obstacles, piloting is very strongly recommended. I count on you to carry out an action of piloting. Enemy ship in approach. Color. Blue. Firepower level. 1. Armor level. 2. Up to you.
All right, and so that is a sample turn in the game. I hope you found this video helpful in deciding whether or not this is one you want to back on Kickstarter. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please post those in the comment section below and I'll do my best to answer them. Or swing by the Kickstarter's main page and drop any questions you have there as well. I'm sure the creator would love to hear from you and is more than happy to answer any questions you have. Until next time, I'll see you later.